Welcome to the Co-Pilot Coaching Podcast, where business isn't just built, it's transformed. Hosted by Gary and Mary Lightfoot.
Welcome back to the Co-Pilot Coaching Podcast. So this is a really fun episode for us. We're really glad that you're here. As most of you probably know, if you've listened to anything of ours before, I'm Mary Lightfoot. This is Gary Lightfoot, and we are married, hence the same last name. So we own 5 businesses together. We obviously live in the same house. We work together all day, every day.
6 kids.
We've got 6 kids. And so we want to talk today on this episode just about what that's like. What are the challenges that we kind of face in the process of being in business together and working together? And then also what we love about it and what has made it just such an incredible blessing. And so, let's jump in.
Let's do it.
What do you love about working with me, babe? I know it's just amazing, but
Yeah, well, I think we're a lot similar. We're both driven people, passionate about what we do. We want to succeed. And so that makes it, compatible in my mind that we're just both similar in that way. We all want to grow. We want to get better. We want to, achieve great things. And so I think that really helps that we're compatible in that way.
yeah, I think the things that make us perfect for each other in a relationship also make us really perfect for each other for going into business together.
Yeah.
I think we've talked to a lot of people and they're like, you guys work together and you are married? Oh, that sounds terrible. I'd never want to go into business with my wife, and I'd never want to work with my wife. And I look at those relationships, and so often they're in trouble, not just
we had some other areas too.
because
Yeah.
But not every relationship I think could handle working together too. It is a lot of togetherness.
No doubt about it.
Do you ever get tired of me?
I don't.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think there's anything we could be doing that I wouldn't want you there with me. So
Who said that in our vows? Every moment that every moment's better with you in it.
I must have meant it.
I think
Or did
so.
you say it in your vows, or did I?
We both did actually, like individually without even meaning to. It
Perfect.
was one of the things I loved, but
Awesome.
okay, so it's good, it's great, we love it, we know that, but it's not 100% perfect all the time.
Yeah.
So there've been times when we have a work meeting and one or the other of us says something that's like, for us.
We were talking about sometimes we're in business meetings and we do have disagreements. And so how do we handle those, and what's that look like?
Well, I guess with transparency, I don't always handle it that well. I get my feelings hurt and I think I take it personally sometimes, and I take it as a reflection on how you feel about me, not just like how you feel about my work. And it's a mindset shift for me. A lot of times I have to like take a minute and go and say, wait a minute, like we work together. This is a work issue. This is not like, he doesn't hate me now. Like our marriage isn't ending. This is just, he didn't like my spreadsheet. I should probably let it go. And so it's okay. I think that that's important to know, is that it's like, sometimes I get my feelings hurt. Sometimes you get your feelings hurt, and we take a minute. It's not a you problem. It's a me problem. And as long as we have enough self-awareness that we can look at it and say, I need to readjust my thinking on this and not. And then sometimes it gets addressed, and I do come back to you and I go, hey, the way you handled that with me, like you could have said it nicer.
Yeah, for sure.
And you do the same thing with me.
Yeah.
I struggle with negativity sometimes, and that's a frustrating thing for you. And it's less so at home. We don't have very much that we have to be negative about, but when we deal with challenges at work, I go in my brain to this like worst case scenario, like, well, what if we get sued, and what if somebody's arm falls off? I don't know. And you're like, why do we always like it? The conversation doesn't always have to be surrounded around the worst case scenario. So.
And I think there's we both know we've in business, you've got strengths and I've got strengths. Sometimes those overlap. Sometimes I know, a lot more than me about certain things, and, IT and marketing and things like that. And so if the disagreement falls in one of those categories that are a strength, then I think we tend to maybe let it go because I know that's your wheelhouse or something like that.
It makes sense. Yeah, we actually had a sit-down conversation when we first started building the RV park. We both drove onto that property together, and we're like driving through, and we had this vision for what the future looked like and how excited it was. But as we started to get into the building mode of it, there were things that my vision weren't quite the same as your vision. And we started running into like the more detailed we got, it was like, well, I think we should put turf there. I think we should put grass. And so I remember specifically, like we said, we need to sit down and come up with lanes.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it can't be.
That was my idea.
I don't remember.
Just kidding.
But I think that coming up with the lanes idea was in my lane. I think that was I'm just kidding. And so we sat down, and it's like, there's things that are my strengths that the buck stops with me. I think it actually came up when you had made a decision or something about, like, you had decided something. And I was like, well, I thought we were going to talk about that. And you're like, well, I can't. And I was doing the budget stuff. So I was updating the budget spreadsheet, and you were spending money.
Mm.
And I was like, wait a second, you can't just go spend money. Like, I need to know if it fits into our budget. And you're like, well, I can't. Not like I'm moving the needle. Like, this is already taking 1,000,000 years. Like, I can't stop progress because I need to come check with you about the budget.
Yeah.
And so then we started having a lane conversation of like, as long as you know what you've got in there to spend, you're going to be able to make decisions. We don't have to have a conversation about every little thing. Yeah. But, once a week we get together, we look at the budget spreadsheet together. I update my numbers. I take a deep breath and calm down. We're happy campers. So
For sure.
I'm definitely more of a, I live on a little bit more of a roller coaster than you do. I see things, I see threats a lot more as threats, and I get probably more excited about the exciting times, and you're pretty even keel. Like, you don't go too far on either end. And so but it's not always a bad thing. I think most of the time it's actually, we balance each other. You keep me steady, and I, rev you up and get you excited and piss you off.
I think another key is just communication. Like, I think we talk all the time, and we're not afraid to talk about sensitive issues or, whatever it is. We're just real comfortable about being open and honest. And I think that's huge.
Yeah. I never worry that if I bring up a concern with you, that it's like going to be the end of us. There's no, and there's no fear of that in my mind at all. And so it makes it easy to have the hard conversations when it's not like it's not a threat. Nothing's a threat. It's always just talking.
Absolutely.
Which is really nice.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the good stuff. I want to talk. So like, what's fun about growing a business with the person that you also happen to be madly in love with?
Yeah, it's fun to share and grow and dream and visualize together. And then you're working towards your dreams and your goals, and not just in business, but what's that going to create for our relationships, our family, our health? What can we do to just 10x every area of our life? Who can we impact? And we align in that way. And so, it just makes it all fun and come together, and we're just, working towards, we're completely aligned in our values. And so that just makes it all that much better.
I love that I get to see the best version of you in all these different environments, right? So it's like, if we didn't work together, I might not be in a situation where I get to watch you, coach other business owners and how you have conversations with them. And I love being a witness to that piece of your life. Like, that's so fun to me. I get to watch you handle contractors and the way that you manage those relationships. I get to, and create content. Like, we have this trip, we just took this trip up to Colorado. We've been creating content for the last 4 days. And I wouldn't get to do that if I wouldn't get to see that version of you in the same way if we didn't work together. And it's such a privilege. Like, it just really is to get to see this piece of you and I think a lot of wives probably don't get to see their husbands in that mode. Yeah. It's just really cool.
Yeah. Well, I think the same thing. So
that's how it works best that way.
Absolutely.
It's, I think it's fun too, because we get asked a lot of like, well, how do you manage work-life balance? Like, how do you turn off work brain and go into like where you're just focused on your marriage? And our answer is always like, we don't. Yeah. Like, it might be 7 o'clock at night and we're sitting on the back porch drinking a whiskey, talking about our 90-day plan. But because we love what we do and we're passionate about it, it's fun. It's not a big deal. But I think it actually creates more of a balance and not less. So it's not like our work brains are always turned on. Yeah. It's that like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if we want to take a break and go do something and, that's just us, we do that because we have the freedom to like really design our own lives and our own relationship and how that works. But it's like, we never have to turn off work brain, but I don't feel the pressure to turn off work brain with you. You don't get mad at me and you're like, well, why are you even talking to me about that stuff? It's 8 o'clock at night. You're like, oh, that's cool. Show me the video you just watched or whatever it might be. Since I think we give each other a lot of space to just exist wherever we're at in that moment.
Absolutely.
And it goes back to communication too.
Yep.
If you ask me, if you talk to me about work stuff and we're like sitting on the back porch and I'm trying to turn off my brain for the day, it's not that big of a deal. I can tell you and be like, I can't even wrap my head around what you're asking me right now. Can we talk about it tomorrow? And it's always, of course we can. No big deal. Like
I think one of the things that helps too is we're pretty organized. Like we've set aside, this is the time we're going to work out. This is the time we're going to spend with kids. We've got 5 businesses. You may be asking, how do you manage 5 businesses? Well, we got people that run those businesses, and we have set aside time every week for level 10 meetings where we meet with those people that are running those businesses, and we just had that time to deal with that and grow those businesses. So I think that's a big key, is that we are really intentional about our time and our focus on our relationships and our health and wealth and all those things.
And I protect that. Like you protect my time as much as you protect your own, and I protect your time as much as I protect my own. Like we fight for each other. It's if I don't know, sometimes it's even talking each other into taking the time to do the things we know will help. If it's like, I'm like, well, we've got a meeting at 10. You'll say, okay, well, I'm going to text them and we're pushing the meeting back by half an hour because it's going to allow us to actually get our workout in this morning. And that's more important, protecting those things that we do than
it's a priority for us.
Yeah.
And we're always, open to spending money to free up our time. And that's important to us. We have somebody that cleans our house, does our laundry, mows our grass. Like, I don't want to see her doing the laundry. I want her spending time with me or some more time to spend with her kids. And so we really value our time, and we look for ways to free up our time to really focus on the things that we value, which is us and our kids and our businesses and
our
things
time.
like that. Absolutely.
I haven't matched socks in like 3 years. It's heaven. Heaven. If I never have to match another sock again, it will be too soon.
But the key to freeing up that time is, what are you going to do with the time that you freed up? And it needs to be in those core values. It's got to be working on how can we level up our businesses? How can we maximize our relationship? What can we do to increase our health and longevity and things like that?
Yeah, I feel pressure, I think almost because we spend money and effort into freeing up that time. But it's like, I almost don't feel, not that we don't ever just sit and relax, we do. We prioritize that in certain times, but it's like, so we came on this trip to Colorado. Well, back at home, we've got somebody watching our dogs. I've got somebody staying with, Lennon to get him to band practice and back and forth. And all of that costs money and energy. And so we come up here and I don't wake up with this, like, if I wake up and I'm like, man, I really don't feel like doing this today. I don't because it's so much fun. But also, like, there's this pressure now because we've done these things and we've made this effort to free up this time. And now it's like, okay, well, if I made the effort to free up this time, I want to get value out of it. I want to move the needle. And so
40 videos.
I know. Yeah, exactly. No, that's fun. And I don't know that there's anything better than having a vision as a couple and us watching it happen. Like it hit me pretty strong when we did the first concrete pour out of the park. So we bought this, to give you all some context, we bought this property back in 2021, and we had 9 different engineers and construction companies and banks and everything that's been involved in the process of building this park. And it's taken us a lot longer to get to this point than what we expected. And so it was just, a month ago now, or about, that we got a message from our contractor, and they're doing the first pour of concrete, 27,000 square feet of concrete. And it starts at midnight, because I guess in Texas it's hot, and they have to pour when it's coolest. And so he and I don't stay up till midnight. This is not a common thing that we do. We go to bed on time. We get up on time. Like, we have a routine. And so we looked at each other. We're like, should we stay up till midnight and go out and watch them pour concrete for the first time? And we were both just like, I would say holding back the tears, but we didn't actually hold back the tears. I'm pretty sure we both cried just watching this come together. And it wouldn't be the same. I mean, if I had been working on a project that big by myself for 4 years and I had gone out there to watch the concrete get poured, the joy of that moment was 10x'd because I got to share it with you and because we did it together. Like, it's just so much fun.
I couldn't agree more.
So for listeners that are thinking about getting into business with their spouse, would you recommend?
I would say it depends on how you're aligned, and you know, it's fun working with my best friend.
Sure is. We'll see y'all next time.